If there is no death, there is no resurrection. If there is no crucifixion, there is no resurrection.
According to St. Paul, 1 Corinthians chapter number 15, verse number 14. And if Christ has not risen from the dead, our preaching is in vain and your faith is in vain. Let's see what St. Paul has to say regarding resurrection.
Paul poses the question. He poses a rhetoric question. He's not asking you or me. He said, someone may rationally ask, how do the dead rise again? And with what kind of body will they come? And in verse 42 he answers. He answers his own question.
He says that so also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There's a natural body and there's a spiritual body.
And it is sown, buried, a physical body, and it is raised a spiritual body.
Same is said by his Lord and Master, Jesus peace be upon him, in the Gospel of Luke, chapter number 20, verse number 27 to 36. If you remember the story of a woman who had 7 husbands.
The Jews came to Jesus. They were always coming to him with poses and riddles. They were trying to test him out, make a fool of him. Now they come to him with another riddle, a poser. Said, Master, Rabbi in the Hebrew language, there was a woman among us, and that woman had 7 husbands.
And it's a Jewish practice that if a man marries a woman, and if he dies without leaving any children, the second brother marries the wife of the deceased brother, so that he can give her his seed.
And when he fails, the third. And when he failed, the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh. 7 guys had this one woman. But there was no problem, because it was all one by one.
And later on, even she dies. But they pose the question to Jesus, peace be upon him, that in resurrection, who will have her there?
And when they wake up one time, they see this woman, everybody says, my wife, my dear, my darling, and there'll be a war in heaven between the 7 brothers. Say, get it, it's mine. The others say, get it, it's mine. There'll be war in heaven between the 7 brothers. So they want to know from Jesus which guy is going to have her on the other side.
So Jesus, peace be upon him, says in the Gospel of Luke, chapter number 20, verse 35 and 36, that resurrected bodies, they do not marry. Neither do they give in marriage. Verse 36 says that neither shall they die anymore. They are equal unto the angels. That means they shall be angelized. Resurrected body will be spiritualized. Who says that? Jesus says that.
Meaning, once they are resurrected, they will be immortalized. This is a mortal body which has got its mortal needs: food, shelter, clothing, sex, rest. Paul says that the resurrected bodies will be spirits. Jesus says the resurrected bodies will be spirits. I say the resurrected bodies will be spirits.
La paix soit avec vous.
So I'm asking, why were they terrified? They were terrified. I want to know why were they terrified. It's very unusual. When you meet your master, your ustad, your guru, whatever it is, why should you be terrified? So Luke tells us that they were affrighted because they thought he was a spirit.
So why did they think that he was a spirit? The reason is because they had heard from hearsay that the master Jesus, peace be upon him, was put on the cross.
They had heard that now he's dead and buried for 3 days.
You know why? Because they were not eyewitnesses. According to Mark, Gospel of Mark, chapter number 14, verse number 50, it says that all of them forsook him and fled. In the most crucial juncture in the life of Jesus, peace be upon him, when he required them the most, all the disciples, 100%, all of them, according to Mark, chapter 14, verse 50, they forsook him and fled.
They were not there. They were not eyewitnesses or your witnesses to the happenings.
There's not a single verse anywhere in the gospel which says that Jesus, peace be upon him, was resurrected.
وما قتلوه وما صلبوه ولكن شبه لهم وإن الذين اختلفوا فيه لفي شك منه ما لهم به من علم إلا اتباع الظن وما قتلوه يقينا بل رفعه الله إليه وكان الله عزيزا حكيما